functions and graphs. We said y is equal to a f of x, y is equal to f of x. We said that. Now I can write that in graph as ex f of x. I get it ordered per ex f of x. That means I will be able to sketch it on the graph paper, on the Cartesian grid. And that is why we call them as functions and graphs. Now, the important thing that we must know about the functions and the graphs is that we must understand the shape of the graph, must understand the intercepts of the graph. Intercepts means intercepts with the axis, intercept with the x-axis, intercept with the y-axis. Some graphs may have turning points. Some graphs may have the asymptotes. So in short, we must understand to draw to sketch a graph, we must know SITA, shape, intercepts, turning point, or asymptotes. Other things that we must know about the graphs or the functions is domain of the graph, domain of the function, range of the function, and axis of symmetry of the graph, DRA. So if you know these things, we will be able to understand the graph, we will be able to sketch a graph. Let us now see the shape of the graph, linear function, that is a straight line function of the form y is equal to mx plus c, y is equal to f of x. Let's understand the shapes of the graphs of a straight line. Here I have, you can see this blue line, y is equal to 2x plus c. This is my positive gradient. My coefficient of x is positive 2. Next, this one is this brown line here. This is negative 3x plus 8. This my gradient here is my negative. This is negative. Y is equal to negative to this green line. Y is equal to negative is my horizontal line. This is my horizontal line. Next is my orange line here. X is equal to 1 is my vertical line. The positive line, you can see this blue line, this is a positive. I call them as positive because it moves. If I move from left to right, it's going up. This brown one here, as I move from left to right, it is coming down, therefore it's a negative gradient. And this green one is horizontal parallel. Now this line, this horizontal line, y is equal to negative to all the coordinates in this line, green line. Y coordinates will be negative 2. X coordinate will change, but y coordinate remains negative 2. Similarly, in this orange line, this vertical line, x is equal to 1. All the coordinates, x coordinates of these points on this line will have x is equal to 1. That is parallel to y-axis. The best way to remember the shapes is, the face, eyebrows. This one here is a positive gradient, and this one here is my negative gradient. And my nose is my vertical, and my lips is my horizontal line. So if you remember this face, you will have all the 4 shapes of a straight line. I hope it clarifies. Now the intercepts. Intercepts for any graph, any of the 4 functions that we have seen, any of the 4 graphs, or any graph that we are going to come across, is going to say, the rule is very simple. X-intercept means that cuts the x-axis, or if we call them as x-cut, will be on the x-axis. That means here my y is equal to 0. I will equate to y is equal to 0. In the case of y-intercept, my x is equal to 0, or in other words, xy cut, x will be equal to 0. Here x is equal to 0. And in the case of a straight line, there is no turning point and there are no asymptote. So in this case of the straight line, understand the shape, understand the intercepts.